Namaste all, this is Dr. Mansi. Welcome to my channel Plant Passion 16. Today we will be dealing with one more beautiful small leaved hanging basket plants, that is Pilea glauca. Now see how tiny and beautiful small leaves. Just see. So cute. Now these leaves, see, you can see here, these leaves have somewhat powdery coating on them. Can you see? So silvery coating on the leaves, and therefore this plant is also called as the silver sparkle. Then if we see the stems, see the stems, these are somewhat reddish in color. See, the stems are red, so it is also called as the red stem Pilea. And the leaves are somewhat bluish grey, so it is also called as the grey baby tears. The other baby tears are somewhat different. But this is called as the grey baby tears, and it produces the blooms. Now this hasn't bloomed for me, but still it produces the blooms, and the stamens burst open when it is watered. So it is also known as the grey artillery plant. So isn't it beautiful? I just love the habit of this plant. It's trailing. Now let's check out the requirements. Now this plant or this basket is placed in the east facing balcony, open balcony, and it receives 2 to 3 hours of morning sunlight. Now harsh sunlight may scorch the leaves, and therefore I would recommend that this plant shouldn't be placed in the south or the west facing windows. If the plant is placed in somewhat low light area, then the stems might become leggy. Now this I just brought it inside, but see the stems, you can see they have become somewhat leggy. So no, that is the plant. If we want a good look, lush green, full basket full of this plant, or the shape or the compact look, then it is preferred that the hanging basket should be in the bright indirect light and not in the low light. Now regarding the watering, I won't say it is a thirsty plant, but if I skip the watering a day or so, then the leaves drop off, and the stems, we can see just the red stems. So this is a thirsty plant. I would say it is a thirsty plant. Now regarding the soil mix or the potting mix, the potting mix is garden soil, coco peat, perlite, sand, 1:1:1:1 ratio, and somewhat fungicide, bavistin, and some bone meal. For this fresh look, well drained potting mix is preferred, and regular watering both. Now this plant also prefers humidity. All the Pilea, all different varieties of Pilea, they prefer the misting or just the pebbles on a tray and keep the basket on that, or keep the container on that pebbles, and it will receive the humidity, or in between the plant or grouping the plant prefers even that. Regarding the fertilizer, I am not used to adding more frequent fertilizer. I add liquid fertilizer once in 3 or 4 months. That's it, not more than that. So this is my plant, and I just love the plant. Now repotting is not required actually. This is the so tiny plant, and it grows well in this pot. So I think repotting after 1 and 1.5 year or so. Propagation is by cuttings, easy propagation. Now see, this is a stem, and if you cut this small portion this way, even this portion can root. This portion can easily root here. It will produce roots at all the nodes, and propagation is done. So now regarding the placement, I am very specific about the placement regarding depending upon the habit of the plant. As this plant, the leaves are too tiny, so I would prefer this plant to be placed below the eye level, so that we can just admire the beauty of this plant. So I have bought this plant on the coffee table just to admire the beauty and to give justice to this plant. Now this can also be, it makes good ground cover. It can also be grown in the soil to make a good ground cover. But as the habit is trailing, just see, it is trailing. So if you want to give the justice to the plant, I would definitely prefer this in the hanging basket. And so I just love the plant in the hanging basket. So this is the plant. Isn't it beautiful? I think one must have in their collection. So such a beautiful hanging plant. That's all about this plant. If you like the video, just give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care.